بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الناصح الأمين. اللهم صل على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, we continue going over the tremendous book by the Imam, the Mujaddid, Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, Tafsir Kalimah Tawheed. And we're going through and reading from the explanation of the Fadilat Shaykh Al-Allama, Shaykh Salih Al-Fawzan, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala. In the last week's class, we took some of the names for La ilaha illallah. وهذه الأسماء للا إله إلا الله كلمة الإخلاص, the kalima of sincerity, وكلمة التقوى, and the kalima of piety, or that which will be a screen, that taqwa, that will be a screen for a person from the fire, وعلوة الوثقى, and the most trustworthy handhold, وكلمة الفاصلة بين الكفر والإسلام, and that kalima that is a separation and distinction and differentiation between disbelief and al-Islam. وقال الشيخ العلامة الشيخ صالح الفوزان حفظه الله تعالى: لأن كثيرا من الناس لا يهتمون بمقتضى هذه الكلمة. He said, you will find that many of the people, or due to the fact that many of the people, they do not have a concern for this kalima, meaning that you will find that many of the people, they don't have a concern for this kalima of La ilaha illallah. مع أنهم يكثرون من نطق بها وذكر الله بها. He said, even though they may say it often, they may often articulate it, and they may even make dhikr with it a lot and abundantly, but they don't take a concern for it. They really don't have a concern with working with regards to that which is necessitated by La ilaha illallah. And the way of Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah, and this is something that is very important, it's something that our Sheikh Shihab bin Sheikh Hassan al-Banna, he mentioned in today's class, is that you find that the deen of al-Islam is built upon two great objectives. And what he's referring to here are the objectives of clarifying the truth and making it clear, and secondly, refuting the falsehood, refuting the batil. This is something that is very important. The deen will not be able to be established without these two aspects. We have to clarify what the truth is, and we have to explain and refute in the clearest of terms the falsehood. So the Shaykh, he mentions, after mentioning this, that many of the people, they don't have a concern for working with regards to that which is necessitated by La ilaha illallah, although they may recite it a lot, and they may articulate it much, and they may even make dhikr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by way of it. But even with that, they don't have a concern for working with regards to that which is necessitated by it. The Shaykh, he says, كالصوفية, كالصوفية, like the Sufis. The Sufis, they are a prime example of this. They don't have a concern for it, although they may oft articulate it. They don't have a concern with working with regards to that which is necessitated by it. The Shaykh, he says, فَلَهُمْ أَوْرَادٌ صباحية ومسائية فيها لا إله إلا الله آلاف المرات. He said, you find that the Sufiya, they have what is awrad. It's like their daily regiments and their supplications and so on and so forth. And they have them for the daytime and for the nighttime. And in them, you will find La ilaha illallah. And the Shaykh, he says, thousands of times. Thousands of times. There was a Mubtadi' Sufi who encountered one of the brothers, and he said to him that on this morning, and this Sufi, Mubtadi' Bid'i, he was very, very happy about this, right? He said, today, I have said La ilaha illallah 1,000 or 10,000 times or something like this, right? And he was very joyed by it. And then he said, but, you don't really get there until you can say it like 100,000 times. Once you can say it like that in the morning time, then you're really saying something. But you gotta say it with the lights off. Huh? You gotta say it with the lights off, and you just keep repeating it and the like. And everyone knows, as is well known from our Sharia, this is not that which the Prophet ﷺ used to do. Nor did the Sahaba do this. Nor did the Tabi'un. They did not do this. Nor did the Atba Tabi'in. They did not do this. Nor any of the Imams from the Salaf. None of them did this. Because this is not legislated. This type of dhikr is not legislated. Naam. Ala kullin, you find that these Sufiya, they have the likes of this awrad where they may say thousands of times, and it comes thousands of times, La ilaha illallah. And the Shaykh, he says, وَلَكِنَّهُمْ, but you will find with this, وَلَكِنَّهُمْ مَعَ ذَلِكَ, but you will find them, even with this, saying La ilaha illallah thousands of times, يَدْعُونَ غَيْرُ اللَّهِ, they call upon others than Allah. They associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They make shirk billah jalla wa ala. فَهِيَ لَا تُفِيدَهُمْ شَيْئًا. So therefore this kalimah of La ilaha illallah, it doesn't benefit them at all. No benefit for them. Although they're saying it all these times, they turn around and then they make shirk billah. They turn around and they call upon the dead. They call upon those who are in the graves. They call upon those who have passed away from their quote-unquote awliya. So obviously, they are not benefiting from La ilaha illallah, because La ilaha illallah, it negates all of this. Because, as we mentioned, the meaning for La ilaha illallah, as was mentioned in the last class, La ma'buda bihaqqin illallah, that nothing has the right to be worshipped in truth except Allah. وقال العلامة محمد بن عبد الوهاب الوصابي, he said, والمعنى لا إله إلا الله لا معبود بحق إلا الله وغير الله إن عبد فبباطل. He said is that it means that nothing has the right to be worshipped in truth except Allah, and if other than Allah is worshipped, then it is done so in falsehood. وَالدَّلِيلُ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, and the proof is Allah Ta'ala's statement, ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْحَقُّ وَأَنَّ مَا يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ الْبَاطِلِ, is Allah Ta'ala's statement what translated means, and this is because Allah is the truth. He's the only one who was called upon in truth. He's the only one who is worshipped in truth. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that verily that which is called upon other than Him, then it is done so in falsehood. That which is called upon other than Him, then it is false. Naam. And this ayah can be found in Surah Al-Hajj, in its verse 62, and likewise in Surah Luqman, in its verse number 30. Ala kulli hal, we find that these Sufiya, although they are saying La ilaha illallah, their actions are going against it. Their actions are going against it and in fact negating that in which that they are saying. So with that, they call upon other than Allah. So therefore, this kalimah of La ilaha illallah, it does not benefit them. Why? Why doesn't it benefit them? It does not benefit them, the Shaykh he says, لِأَنَّهُمْ لَمْ يَعْمَلُوا بِمُقْتَضَاهَا, because they have yet to act in accordance to that which is necessitated by La ilaha illallah. فَهُمْ يَقُولُونَهَا وَيَقْرَؤُونَهَا فِي أَوْرَادِهِمْ. He said, so you find that they will say it and they will read it inside of their awrad, وَيُكَرِّرُونَهَا, and that they will repeat it much, وَلَكِنْ يَدْعُونَ الْمَوْتَى, but they call upon the dead. They call upon the dead. وَيَسْتَغِيثُونَ, and they make istighatha bil-maqburin. They make istighatha with those who are inside of their graves. They seek help in times of peril with those who are dead inside of their graves. Naam. وَيُطِيعُونَ مَشَيِخَهُمْ أو وَيُطِيعُونَ مَشَيِخ الطُّرُقِ, and they obey the mashayikh of the various Sufi orders. Naam. So you find that they make shirk in their obedience. That they make shirk in their obedience. They obey these mashayikh of these Sufi orders. الَّذِينَ يُشَرِّعُونَ لَهُمْ عِبَادَاتٍ لَمْ يُشَرِّعْهَا اللَّهُ وَلَا رَسُولُهُ صَلَى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. Their mashayikh who they would legislate for them certain acts of worship that Allah Ta'ala did not legislate, nor did His Messenger legislate. Naam. And the ulama, they explain what is meant by this, because when the Sufi, when he takes an order and he makes his bay'ah to his Sufi sheikh will write for him a roadmap of what that individual needs to do to go to Jannah. Okay? He write for him a roadmap for what that particular individual, what he has to do for him to go to Jannah, and you find that they stick to that. They stick to that. Even though it is contrary to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had revealed. They still stick to it. Naam. And as we know, we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in accordance to that which He has legislated, in accordance to that which the Prophet ﷺ has came with. That's how we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything else will not be accepted. As the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Man amila laysa alayhi amruna fahuwa raddun. Whoever does an action that does not have on it our command, right, then it is rejected. Mardud. Ma'na rad huna mardud. The meaning of rad in this particular hadith, it means mardud. It's rejected. It will not be accepted. It will not count. That person would have gained nothing by way of it except for exhaustion and a waste of his time. But it's not going to count. Why? Because it is not that which the Prophet ﷺ came with. Naam. So you find that these individuals, they obey their Sufi mashayikh who legislate for them that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not legislate, nor did His Messenger ﷺ legislate. So with all of this being the case, how are they benefiting from La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah? And they're going against both aspects of it. They're making shirk and they're making bid'ah. When La ilaha illallah calls you to a Tawheed wa Sunnah. Naam, a Tawheed wa Sunnah. How are they benefiting and they're making shirk and bid'ah, doing the exact opposite? Obviously, because they're not benefiting. And the Shaykh, he says, فَلَا يَتَلَقَوْنَ التشريع عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and they do not take the legislation from the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. وإنما يتلقونه عن مشايخهم أو مشايخهم, but rather they will take it from their mashayikh. فهؤلاء يكثرون النطق بلا إله إلا الله, but rather they will take it from their mashayikh, even though their mashayikh is telling them something that is contrary to what the Prophet ﷺ said. They still take it from their mashayikh. وَعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. So with that, you find that they will say much La ilaha illallah, and they will articulate much Bila ilaha illallah. Sabahan wa masa'an, in the daytime, or in the morning, and in the evening. وَلَا يُغْنِي عَنْهُمْ نُطْقُهُمْ بِهَا شَيْئًا. But their articulation and constantly saying it does not benefit them at all. Does not benefit them at all. Provides for them no benefit. وَلَا يَفِيدُهُمْ شَيْئًا. Does not benefit them and aid them at all. So you find that they're not enriched by their saying it, nor does it benefit them. Why? Because they're not acting in accordance to it. And this is, just to reiterate what the Shaykh mentions in the beginning of the book, that La ilaha illallah is not something that is there just to be merely articulated. Just to be merely articulated. But rather an individual, he has to articulate it. He has to believe in it in his heart, yes, and he has to act in accordance to it with his limbs. He has to work with regards to that which is necessitated by it in order for him to benefit. Anything shy of this, a person is not going to benefit from it. If a person says it with his tongue, but then he don't believe it in his heart, right? Then this person is going to be where? In the lowest portion of the fire. Because this is the way of the hypocrites. They say with their tongue that which is not inside their heart. They saying with their tongue La ilaha illallah, but in their heart they don't believe in it. They disbelieve in it. They're saying with their tongue Muhammad Rasulullah, but in their heart they don't believe in it. So although they say it with their tongue, right, and although they bring forth righteous good deeds, some righteous good deeds and that, you find that what? Allah Ta'ala tells that they will be في الدرك الأسفل من النار. They will be in the lowest portion of the fire. Now, they'll be in the lowest portion of the fire. Why? Because they don't believe in it. So we understand and we see from that just merely saying it, right, then this is not enough. This is not enough to benefit an individual. But rather, an individual, he has to be upon that which is necessitated by it. He has to believe it in his heart in order for him to benefit. Anything shy of this, then an individual, he will not benefit from it. And it shows you the calamity of the Sufiya. And it shows you how dangerous what they are upon and how impoverished the followers of the Sufiya they are, being that they exhaust themselves in doing things of which does not benefit them at all, because they have been led astray by the shaitan and by the shayateen from the mankind and from the jinn kind. So therefore they end up as ultimate losers. Wa'iyadu billah. And this is why it is of such importance for us that we strive our best to be with the people of the Sunnah, and that we turn away from the people of innovation, because that in which they offer to us is destruction upon destruction. May Allah Ta'ala save us from ever falling victim to the likes of these plots, forever falling victim to the likes of this misguidance. Now, the Shaykh, he mentions that these particular Sufis, as the Shaykh, he goes on and he says, وَمِنَ الصُّوفِيَّةِ. So the Shaykh, he already has established, you have from the Sufiya those who they say La ilaha illallah, right? You have from the Sufiya those who say La ilaha illallah, but that it does not benefit them. Does not benefit these ones who say La ilaha illallah, right? And then you have from the Sufiya those who they don't say La ilaha illallah, right? You have from them those who they don't even say La ilaha illallah. And the Shaykh, what he's going to do is show us how the hypocrites, show us how the Sufiya, how the shaitan plays games with them. How the shaitan, he plays games with them, right? The Shaykh, he says, وَمِنَ الصُّوفِيَّةِ مَنْ لَا يَنْطِقْ بِهَا كَامِلًا. You have from the Sufiya those who do not say it completely. They don't completely say La ilaha illallah, right? But all that they say is Allah. They don't say fully La ilaha illallah, but all that they say is Allah. Allah. The Shaykh, he says, لا ينطق بها كاملة فهؤلاء بزعمهم أنهم صاروا خواص الخواص. They don't say it completely, right? Because with them they believe that they have become from the most special of the special. They have become from the most special of the special. And that they have reached such a level that they no longer have to say all of La ilaha illallah. Naam. And as we explain, all of this is it's so dangerous, right? Because when we just go back now, we reflect on those Sufiya who actually say it, but then they're not acting in accordance to it, how that doesn't benefit them, right? Just like the hypocrites, when they used to do what they had done and say La ilaha illallah, it didn't benefit them. And we understand that they still fi dark al-asfal min an-nar. They still inside the lowest portion of the fire. So this is a proof that they're just saying it didn't benefit them. Okay? So you have from the Sufiya those who they say the whole Kalimah, right? But then because they don't act in accordance to it, then you find it doesn't benefit them. So then you have those now whom the shaitan he has, right, tricked even more than this. Because see, even with them not acting in accordance to it, the shaitan, he wants more. He wants more than that. So he wants them to, okay, yes, don't act in accordance to it, but you know what now? Don't even say it. Don't say the whole thing. So now you have ones who the shaitan has tricked them and have them into thinking that they have become from the special of the special. So now they don't have to say La ilaha illallah no more. Now they can just say Allah, 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 Allah. Like this. That's it. Right? And Shaykh Al-Bani, Imam Al-Bani, rahimahullah ta'ala, he explains. He said that some of the Sufiya, the shaitan put a doubt in their mind, right? And they said, if you say La ilaha illallah, what happens if you die suddenly and the only thing that came out your mouth was La ilaha? Right? They said, and then you die like that. They said, if you die like that, then you in trouble. Because the last thing come off your tongue is, there's nothing that has a right to be worshipped in truth. Right? They say, so to be on the safe side, what you do is, don't say La ilaha illallah, but just say Allah. Allah. That's it. Just say Allah, Allah, Allah. Right? And then this how, from the ways of the shaitan has beautified to them this error and this going astray. So ala kullin, the Shaykh goes on and he says, لا يقولون لا إله إلا الله. They don't say لا إله إلا الله. بل يقولون, but rather they say Allah, Allah. وهذا ذكرهم. And this is their dhikr. نعم يرددون. Allah, Allah, Allah. Like this. That's all they did, just keep repeating it over and over and over and over. Right? The Shaykh, he says, مع أنه لابد أن تأتي بجملة مفيدة. He said, but even though this is the reality in the case is that they have to come with a complete sentence. They have to come with a complete sentence. Right? The Shaykh, he says, وَأَمَّا اللَّهُ اللَّهُ فَهُوَ اسْمٌ مُجَرَّد. He said, well, as far as just saying Allah, 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 he's saying then this lafdun jalala ismun mujarradun. Then this is just a word It's just the lafdun jalala is just one word by itself. فَهُوَ لَا يُفِيدُ شَيْئًا. So it doesn't benefit them. Nothing is benefited from this particular statement. Why? Because it's not known what a person intends. It's not known what he intends. He has not made it clear what he's talking about. Right? It's like if an individual came to you and he just said ice cream, for example. Right? You have no idea what he's talking about. Because he didn't bring a complete sentence. But if you added some words to it, I would like to eat ice cream. Could you buy me some ice cream? Do you have any ice cream? So on and so forth. Now we understand what he's saying. But individuals that come and say Allah, okay, we don't know what that individual intends by that. That is not articulating anything of a complete ideal concept. We don't know what that means. He's just saying one word. So he doesn't know what do you intend by this? What does it mean? And the Shaykh, he says, yani, well, to show you how some of them, and how the shaitan, he plays with them, right? Some of them, they just say just Allah. And as we explained, this is not sufficient. You have to bring the dhikr as the Prophet ﷺ taught us. La ilaha illallah. Right? Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. This is how we are to bring, not just cutting everything short. This is not from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. But as we said, the shaitan, he's greedy. It's not enough for him. It's not enough for him. Yeah, he played them, so now they don't even say La ilaha illallah, now they just say Allah, Allah. That's not enough for shaitan. So the Shaykh, he says, وَبَعْضُهُمْ لَا يَقُنُوا لَفْظٌ جَلَالَةً. He says some of them, they don't even say the lafdun jalala. Some of them don't even say Allah. بَلْ يَقُول, but rather they say who. Right? They say who, meaning huwa. Right? But as you know them, they don't even put the fatha on the waw. So they just say who. The Shaykh, he said ضمير غائب. This is a third party ضمير, right? A third party ضمير, like saying he, right? The Shaykh, he says وَهَذَا لَا يَفِيدُ شَيْئًا, and this doesn't benefit. Person just saying he, that doesn't benefit. What is intended by that he? What is this? Right? This is not from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, that an individual just will say he. So the Shaykh, he says, لأنه تلاعب بهذه الكلمة. He said this is to play around with the kalima of La ilaha illallah. This is to play around with the kalima of La ilaha illallah. فيجب تنبيه لهذه الأمور. The Shaykh, he says we have to, is incumbent that we point out these particular affairs. لأن الشيطان لما علم أن هذه الكلمة هي كلمة الإسلام. He said because once the shaitan, he knew that this kalima of La ilaha illallah is the kalima of al-Islam, وكان عند الناس رغبة, and that you had inside of the people, they had a desire في النطق بها والذكر بها, they had a desire to articulate it and a desire to make dhikr to Allah Ta'ala by way of it. صرفهم عنها, then the shaitan, he chased them away from it. He distracted them and got them away from it. Now, بهذه الحيل, with this type of action and making them become enthusiastic about just saying Allah, Allah, or about enthusiastic about just saying who, and the like of this, chasing them away from La ilaha illallah. So it wasn't enough for him that he chased them away from acting in accordance to it, but rather he also chased them away from just even saying it altogether. He chased them away from saying it altogether, and he played these games upon the people. This is once he saw that there was amongst the people those who had a desire to say it. Then he chased them away from even saying it. وَأَتَى لَهُمْ بِهَذِهِ الْوَسَاوِسِ, and he came to them with the likes of this type of wasawis, this whispering, and until he got them and to say وَقَالَ لَهُمْ, he said to them قُولُوا Allah, Allah. He said to them, just say Allah, Allah. Don't say La ilaha illallah, just say Allah, Allah. أو قولوا, or say who. Don't even say Allah, just say who, like this. Naam. وَبَعْدُهُمْ, and then some of them, you see, shaitan is greedy. For some of them, he didn't even want them even to say who. Don't even say who. So some of them, بَعْدُهُمْ لَا يَتَلَفَّظُوا لَا بِاللَّهِ وَلَا بِهُوَ. They don't say Allah and they don't say huwa. نعم. وَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُهَا بِقَلْبِهِ فَقَطْ. But rather they say it with their heart only. So some of them, they don't even move their lips, but they're saying it in their heart. They're just saying it in their heart. They don't move their lips, they don't move their tongue, they don't say it at all. But they talking about, they're making dhikr in their heart. نعم. وكل هذا تلاعب من الشياطين فيجب تنبيه لهذا. And all of this is just the playing, how the shayateen, they play around with the people. So it is a must, it is incumbent that we take note to the likes of this. That we take note to the likes of this. And then you have from mankind, وَلِيَعْذُ بِاللَّهِ, and the Shaykh he says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُغَفِّلُهُ الشَّيْطَانِ عَنْ قَوْلِ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Then you have from the mankind those who the shaitan, he makes them become negligent and to forget about saying La ilaha illallah. فَلَا يَقُولُهَا إِلَّا نَادِرًا. So that they only say it just very rare. It's very rare that they actually even say it. It's very rare they actually even say La ilaha illallah. وَلَا يَذْكُرُ اللَّهَ بِهَا إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And they only remember Allah Ta'ala with it only a little bit of time. Only in a very rarely, very seldom do they remember Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala by saying La ilaha illallah. And you have to, is incumbent that we have to look at these things, because the shaitan, he has a trick. He has a trick for everyone. For those who want to say it, but they are not upon the guidance, and he plays these games with them. So, okay, say it, but don't live by it, or say it, say it and don't live by it, or don't say the whole thing, just say Allah, or don't say Allah, just say who, or just say it in your heart. Don't even move your tongue. Just think it. That's it. Just say it in your heart. That's fine. Right? That's how he plays with them. But then you have other people who the shaitan, he knows he can't play these games with them. They're not going to just say who. They're not going to say Allah. They're not going to say it and then not act in accordance to it. So what does shaitan do? He gets them to forget about making dhikr with it at all. So now they don't say it. So it's important that we have to think about this, because we have to be reflective of ourselves. We can't hear these things and say, oh, look at the Sufiya, and look at them, right? But we got to be looking at ourselves. Asking ourselves, okay, are we those who say it but we don't act in accordance to it? We have to be checking our ikhlas, making sure we are sincere to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. It's something that's very important. You can't look at stuff and be like, oh, that's him, or that's them. No, you gotta look at it and see, is that me? Is that me? If so, let me change. We gotta look at ourselves and see, does this apply to me? Right? If it applies, then we have to change it. If it doesn't, we have to thank Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and beg Him to keep us steadfast upon the haqq and keep us upon the truth. Right? So I want us to look at this now. Okay, are we from this lot? Those who the shaitan knows, he can't come and get us to make shirk and pray to somebody dead in the grave. He can't come to us and tell us, don't say La ilaha illallah, just say Allah, or don't say even Allah, just say who, right? Because alhamdulillah, this is not something that we will do, alhamdulillah. But now, has the shaitan gotten over on us? Shall we forget to make dhikr by saying La ilaha illallah? In this day that just passed right now, how many times did we say La ilaha illallah? In this day that just passed right now, how many times did we say La ilaha illallah? This is something we should think about and reflect about. If we find in it deficiencies, then we need to check ourselves. We need to change. We need to change from right now. We need to change. So we have to reflect and think about this, because the shaitan, he has gotten some people to forget about saying La ilaha illallah. The Shaykh, he says, and they do not repeat it. مع أنها ثقيلة في الميزان. They don't repeat it although it's heavy inside the scales. And you see, this is why the shaitan, he don't want us to make dhikr with La ilaha illallah. He don't want that. He don't want us to often repeat La ilaha illallah and we're mindful of it, right? And we're reminded of it. And this is that which would help reinstill the Tawheed. He doesn't want us to do that. Why? The Shaykh, he says, because it is heavy inside the scales. مع أنها ثقيلة في الميزان. It's heavy inside the scales. All we need to do is reflect on that, on the hadith of Bitaqa, the hadith of the man who came on Yawm al-Qiyamah, or the man who will come Yawm al-Qiyamah, and he will have 99 scrolls filled with sins as far as the eye can see. 99 scrolls filled with sins as far as the eye can see, right? And he would acknowledge and bear witness that yes, this is his stuff, this is what he has done, this is his account. And those scrolls will be placed inside of one portion of the scale, or one hand of the scale, and then it will be brought out a bitaqa that was on it, La ilaha illallah, the shahad that was there, right? And that bitaqa will be put inside the other hand of the scale, and the bitaqa that has on it La ilaha illallah, it will outweigh the 99 scrolls filled with evil. You see? The kalimah is azima. It is tremendous and it is heavy inside the scale. Shaykh Fawzan, hafidhullah ta'ala, he says, Kama ja'a fi kitab at-Tawheed, and he brings another example to show us the magnitude, right, and how heavy it is inside the scale and how much it benefits the one who says it and he lives upon it and he believes in it and so on and so forth. The Shaykh, he says, أنها, he says, verily, لو وضعت في كف, if it was put inside one hand of the scale, meaning the kalimah of La ilaha illallah, if it was put inside one hand of the scale, وَوُضِعَتْ السَّمَوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِيهِنَّ غَيْرُ اللَّهِ وَمَنْ فِيهِنَّ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ, and those who was in it except for Allah, right? So if you had the La ilaha illallah in one side of the scale, and then inside of the other side of the scale, وُضِعَتْ السَّمَوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِيهَا غَيْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَنْ فِيهَا fi kaf. So inside of the other scale was the heavens and everybody that's in it. Right? The heavens and those inside the heavens. Of course, except Allah. Because Allah Ta'ala is above his throne. And the earth and everything inside the earth. I want you to contemplate on that. Allahu A'lam, how much something like that even weighs, and quantitatively, I don't even know. But we know it's tremendous, right? It's tremendous. If the heavens and those that are in it, the earth and those that are in it, were inside of one side of the scale, and inside of the other side of the scale was La ilaha illallah. The Shaykh, he says, فَمَالَتْ بِهِنَّ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. He said, then La ilaha illallah will outweigh all of that. Will outweigh it all. فَهِيَ تَثْقُلُ بِمَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِيهَا غَيْرِ اللَّهِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَنْ فِيهَا. He said, La ilaha illallah, it will be heavier than the heavens and those that are in it, save Allah, and heavier than the earth and those who are in it. Then we understand hiya kalima azima. Then it is a kalima, it is a statement that is tremendous. So for the one who is concerned to go to the Jannah, and he wants his scale to be heavy with righteous good deeds, then no doubt he will be one who has on his tongue much La ilaha illallah. He will have on his tongue much La ilaha illallah. And this is why the shaitan, he wants to chase people away from La ilaha illallah, because he doesn't want us to be successful. He doesn't want us to go to the Jannah, but he wants us to perish in the fire. He wants us to burn inside the fire forever. And this is why we have to be careful not to follow the footsteps of shaitan, because the shaitan, he is for us an adu. He is an enemy. He is an enemy. So we need to take him as an enemy, because he will call us to nothing that is good, only that which will destroy us. So ala kullin, this is why he doesn't want the people to say La ilaha illallah, because it is a kalima that is azima. The Shaykh, he says, وَلَكِنْ قِلَّ مَنْ يَتَنَبَّهُ لِهَذَا. He said, but you find that there's only a little bit of people who will take notice to this, and who would remember the likes of this. And there's very only a little bit of the people يُعَوِّدُ لِسَانَهُ عَلَى نُطْقِ بِهَا. And there's only a little bit of the people that will get their tongues accustomed into saying La ilaha illallah and to oft repeat it. Only a very small number of the people will train themselves and their tongues and get their tongues accustomed to oft repeating La ilaha illallah. إِلَّا مَنْ وَفَقَهُ اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى. The Shaykh, he says, except for the one whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given tawfiq to. He is the only one that will say and repeat much and get his tongue accustomed to saying La ilaha illallah, striving to act in accordance to it, striving to study and to learn about it so that they know its meaning, they know its pillars, they know that which is necessitated, they know its conditions, striving to make sure that his family is upon it, that he's teaching them La ilaha illallah, striving once he can see that his child is at the age where he's able to form words, as opposed to trying to get him to say Abi and Ummi or Baba and Mama, to be teaching them how to say La ilaha illallah. As Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentions that we should train our children from when they can talk and formulate words, the Kalimah of Tawheed, to say La ilaha illallah. This is a must, because this is the Kalimah that is the fasila bain al-kufri wal-islam. This is that Kalimah that is a distinction between disbelief and between belief. So we should be of those, we have to be of those who are serious about remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by way of this Kalimah, learning about this Kalimah, acting in accordance to this Kalimah, calling mankind to this Kalimah, teaching those whom we love about this Kalimah, teaching those whom we encounter about this Kalimah. It is important, because it is that which will bring success to the people. It is that which will bring success to the people, the Shahada, that which brings success to the people. Because if the Shahada is missing, then no matter what they may come with righteousness, no matter what they might avoid and abstain from sin and transgression, it's not going to benefit them. Why? Because they didn't come with the foundation. And that foundation is La ilaha illallah wa Muhammad Rasulullah. Wa nantafi bihadha al-qadr. Wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wa illa al-liqa. استودعكم الله والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.